couple days ago, we talked about the whole James Gunn thing. The whole thing with how Lex Luthor is going to have a bunch of mutant monkeys that are basically canceling Superman. Apparently, this is true. This is legit true. Like the James Gunn leaks that basically says that hashtag super shit cancels Superman, and Superman basically gets super sad and depressed because he's being canceled, but it's actually done by Lex Luthor and his mutant monkeys. I thought this shit was fake. I didn't think it was going to be real, but I thought that it would be really funny if it was in the movie, but no way it's in the movie. And it was confirmed by Gary and Chris that is legit. Now, I have I have the video pulled up from today's Nooner with Gore.
So the rumor is that Lex uses cancel culture. He internet bullies Superman with mutant monkeys, who are a bot farm basically of mutant monkeys, flooding social media with the hashtag super shit.
What the f? I mean,
What the f?
Like, yeah, that's real. It's because of Gore actually has a friend that's seen the movie, and he said that that's true. It is in the movie. And I wonder if this is actually going to do damage to the movie itself. Why monkeys? I don't know. AI could do it better. It's fucking weird, man. I can't believe this is real.
All right, so I guess well, it starts earlier in the month. If we want to take them on a journey, it starts earlier in the month of April. We are now at the end of the month of April. There were legit test screenings. There's always rumors of test screenings, and half the time it's total bullshit. They will do internal screenings at Marvel mostly. And sometimes they test screen on the lot, but these are on the lot. These test screens are on the lot. They pick people, and it's kind of the same group of people a lot of the time. So Chris knows a guy who sees all the test screenings.
Yep.
And I will be upfront. This is the guy who's like the Flash, and he likes Superman.
I don't know what the hell James Gunn is doing. Look, maybe this is a self-insert that James Gunn really, really wanted his character as Superman. You know, he basically sees him as Superman himself, right? So he's Superman, and we remember in 2018, Cernovich basically dug up all of like James Gunn's back, and like basically in a way he was canceled from working on Guardians 3. And I guess this is sort of like in a way, look, he got canceled. Superman's getting canceled. I'm getting canceled. I'm Superman. Superman is me. It's just so dumb.
He liked the test screening he saw of James Gunn's Superman. So these test screenings happen. Chris talks about it on Film Threat. Somebody else sees it, then talks about it on their podcast, and then it makes news.
And then it's on some. Well, and to be fair,
That's
how we
the
got
internet,
here,
baby.
how we got here was Monday's Versus. Atomic Lori, shout out to our producer on Versus, Atomic Lori, suggested a news story about the Reddit rumor about super shit. And I thought, this is a dumb news story.
That's exactly what I thought.
True. Let's not even talk about it. But
Right.
we did anyways. You kind of go through the news. It's like, all right, we'll discuss it. But I thought this was bullshit.
Absolutely.
You DM me yesterday and ask, is that super shit true? I was so dumb with the monkeys and the hashtag super shit trending so Superman feels sad that I thought couldn't be real.
Yep.
I messaged the person who went to the Superman test screening and asked, is this real? the super shit hashtag. He says,
yo, the Sasuke sisters hanging out in the chat.
Says, yes.
Shout out to the Sasuke sisters.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Jen if it's Jen using the account, but yo, was able to hang out with Jen Sasuke at the meetup. Awesome getting to hang out with her. Awesome. It was super fun. Look, she said that she's gonna try to basically have a character that's Asian in one of their movies, and they're gonna basically kill off the Asian character in the movies because she said that I hustled her while we were bowling. All right. And I said, I'm bad at bowling. I haven't bowled in a long time. And that was the best bowling. That's the highest points I've ever gotten. It was like 185. All right. So oh man. So yeah, yo, shout out to Jen. Shout out to Jen Sasuke.
I said, holy shit, I confirmed to Gary. Gary puts a tweet out a bunch of videos and articles later, and it's a real thing. Now, I don't know how big it is in the movie. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know the context at all. Yeah.
And we don't know if it'll.
Yeah, I'm getting canceled for coming
in the movie. That's what test screenings are for. What works, what doesn't, what lands, what doesn't. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it.
I bowl like a champ, hustler.
Too much in reality,
bowling shark.
I really like in the original Donner Superman how Clark Kent looked at a phone. Like they didn't have phone booths anymore. By then, phone booths were still around. But the main thing was like a phone kiosk you can't go into, right? He looks it up and down. It's a heroic moment, gets a big laugh, and that's it. But I don't like when movies kind of ground it in the present or in technology that will be outdated. I fucking hate cell phones in movies. I hate that being used as a plot device.
I actually agree with
Tarantino famously
Gore.
said, "What's your favorite era to make films?" He's made films in different eras in history. He said anything before cell phones because it just destroys so many plot things. I mean, every horror movie has to write around, I have no cell service, this thing, or they make up something that's Uber, but not Uber, but DoorDash, but not DoorDash. It's stupid. I don't know, Gary, I'm sure you have thoughts.
No, I agree with you. It's terrible. And
And speaking of Gary, he's wearing the Blood Ruth T-shirt. Yeah. I didn't know the Sasukas were gonna hang out in the chat, but hey, Blood Ruth T-shirt.
And it doesn't need to be there. And it takes a story that should very well be timeless. Dick Donner's Superman is a timeless movie. Despite it being very 70s, you can watch it now and enjoy it. It is so stupid and petty that I didn't believe it either. Like yesterday when we were talking about it, I'm like, but it could be true. Like, absolutely. And then, Matt McGloin pointed out in his Cosmic Book News article, and he's absolutely correct. If you went and watched Creature Commandos, that shit's in there. These are woke.
Yeah.
There's incels.
Okay. Here's one major thing that fucking takes me out of my escapism. If I'm watching anime, I'm reading hentai, or I'm watching a movie or something like that, right? Like I'm watching like a fantasy, like something that's like definitely completely removes me from my current space and brings me to a fucking, I don't know, galaxy far, far away, or like, Jurassic Park or whatever fantasy or, science fiction that you're encapsulated in. Whenever someone says like modern day fucking terminology or lingo, like, yo, that shit skibbity riz, bro. Yeah, bet. Yeah, sup. Oh, yo, incel. Yeah, it's like if you're not watching a current day movie about current time shit, and you're watching like an anime and it says, yeah, oh yeah, let's fucking go, or like people say that, right? But like if you're saying that stuff like bet or skibbity or incel or whatever it is, and you're like, that's fucking weird. I remember there was a scene even in Dragon Ball, I think Sparking Zero, when Trunks basically goes Super Saiyan for, I'm talking about Kid Trunks. When Kid Trunks goes Super Saiyan for the first time while training with Vegeta, I remember in the original one, in the anime, like Vegeta beats the shit out of him, right? And he's like, if you stop crying, I'll bring you to the park. And he's like, oh, really? Right? And in the fucking video game, he's like, oh, no cap? I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Who's fucking writing this? So that's what pisses me the fuck off. But yeah, like if you're making a TV show, like I want to be transported. Thank you so much for the bit. Thank you, Tommy. I want to be transported to a completely different universe because I want to escape whatever I'm in right now. That's the reason I'm watching your movie. If I'm watching Creature Commandos and they're saying incel or, like it's sort of really fucking annoying, is because it takes me immediately out of it. I'm like, oh, same thing with video games, same thing with movies. It's just, I'm so fucking tired of it.
Sons of Themyscira are fucking incels in it. So those things are there. And that's what he chose to launch his DCU with. But he's left it out of the movies primarily. Like it wasn't in the Suicide Squad.
Legendary Scrub.
Wasn't in any Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. But Matt McGloin theorized that this is his response to cancel culture. And if you wanted to use cancel culture in a movie, I wouldn't use it in a Superman movie, like ever.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to use it, there's a way to use it if you really take an honest look at what it is. Do I feel like James Gunn in James Gunn, that's going to be out in James Gunn 11th of the year of James Gunn, who's animated himself into the opening of fucking every episode of Creature Commando, who's put himself on a variant cover for a Superman. Do I think he?
Sorry, keep pausing. But Steph said, I asked her, hey Steph, did you ever get back your Robert Pattinson, Edward Cullen doll from Gary's room? And she said no, he took it and it's still there, and you can see it's right there. It's right behind Cyclops. It's just sitting there. And she said there. She said it's quite expensive too, and it's still there. It's right behind Cyclops.
He has the humility to just rise above this. I thought he did, but I guess not. I thought RTD had the humility to rise above certain shit too with Doctor Who, and he didn't. Again, this was a test screening, and these rumors have been kind of floating around. There's lots of them out there for, like I said earlier, for a month, right? So the plot rumors that you've heard that we kind of went over on a previous live stream, that we were at the time, we didn't know they were true, right? So we're like, who knows? All true. They all got verified almost the next day by Chris.
Yep.
So we definitely knew that there was going to be a misinformation campaign to take down Superman. And sorry, here's a little detail. They take a message from Jor-El. Lex Luthor takes a message from Jor-El and reworks it and makes it sound like basically Superman wants to conquer Earth or something like that.
100% true.
Yep.
100% true. That is true in the movie. That's how Lex tries to go after Superman.
Yep. So, but I never heard anything. We heard alternate dimension to where that's where Lex keeps his girlfriends.
Yeah.
That one was weird. So mutant monkeys as a bot farm, which might be a precursor to Gorilla Grog. And I know fucking monkeys and gorillas are different. Okay. But I'm saying precursor. In a different dimension with a good internet connection. Like, I don't know how they get to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. This is ridiculous. Like, I get that James Gunn feels probably a little wronged by Marvel for getting fired over jokes, but
those are bad jokes.
Did you see all his jokes? I mean,
those are bad.
And then they ended up bringing him back. So we all knew, like, he laid low, played the good soldier, was brought back, and then did a deal with DC to get back at him. That would be, I mean, like, why not? I get to be Kevin Feige and take on Kevin Feige, even though Kevin Feige didn't fire him. It was Alan Horn who fired him.
Yeah.
Exploring cancel culture in a movie. I mean, that really happened. If you didn't, honestly, that would be appreciated.
Imagine canceling Superman
in a million years. But in a Superman movie, it's just a really fucking bad idea. And
yeah,
you know what, James, you want to get if you ever want to get back at your perceived enemies, just succeed and not give a fuck. That's kind of the best way.
Right.
Just live, be happy.
Yeah.
You know, like don't care. That's pretty much how you get back.
Also, I heard this may be breaking. And I told you this, but you did not say this publicly.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. That
From my source regarding Superman.
All right.
There are jokes that make fun of the Snyder Cut.
Why would you do that? This is an untimely pause for my sister, X-Ray Girl. But why would you poke fun at the Snyder Cut? Maybe it's all fun in games, but it's like it's sort of petty, you know. But yeah, this is no buenas. Big no buenas.
And yeah, so I don't know if it's making fun of Snyder Bros per se, but there's jokes that make fun of the Snyder Cut.
Bro, I know you're watching, James. Cut it out. Cut it out of the movie right fucking now. Cut it out. You will never fucking live it down if it does not outgross.
Oh yes. I think I know what Gary's gonna say. If this movie does not get the same amount of movie that any of the Snyder Cut Snyder movies made, especially what's it called, Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, if this Superman does not do as well as the Superman that we got from Man of Steel, you will never hear the end of it.
Man of Steel, and you took a shot at Snyder Cut fans, and then you put in the hashtag super shit. If I cut it out, dude. You know, James Gunn, dismissing Cavill.
That was a lot of people.
That was such a big L. Like, Henry Cavill was so good as Superman. He just had a shitty director and a shitty writer. It's just he was perfect. He's still perfect, but like it's just I think Henry Cavill just got like heavily shafted, and it fucking sucks, man.
People did not like that decision. Cavill was a great Superman in a movie that was not well received.
Yeah.
That's why I think that people are just apprehensive. David Cornsweet still has to prove himself, I think.
Yeah, and so does Jay. And I think people were fine. We're willing, hey, let's give this thing a chance. Even if you put that in for 30 seconds, and now that the word is out, you've just turned people off to something you can't afford. You can't afford that at all. This needs to have mass appeal. It needs to be the biggest movie. It needs to beat the Fantastic Four. It needs to beat Jurassic Park.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to do that now. I just don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Erotic.com.
Sweet.
Please subscribe.
Sweet. Hell yeah. But yeah, it's a good video. It's a good clip. Here it is. A shout out to Gary. I was able to hang out with Gary. Got brunch with him. Hang out with him at the meetup. He bros, like he's a real one, man. Like Gary he's super cool dude. But yeah, man, there is the video right over there. Give it a like, give it a subscribe and everything. But yeah, if the fact that this is confirmed, I wonder if this is something, if the whole monkey mutant thing that we know that's gonna be in the movie no matter what, because I feel like that is sort of like a big enough device to sort of have Superman, him being canceled, he's gonna be super sad. But the whole thing with the whole Snyder thing is like poking fun of the Snyder Bros or the Snyder Cut, like that is something I think you can cut out in post. I don't think that needs to be in the movie.